And then you have, on the other hand, then we go back to old Mushmouth, Tim Scott.
Tim Scott.
You know, man, that motherfucker is Steven from Django. But he ain't smart as Steven from Django.
Right.
You know, we's hurt, we's sick. That's Tim Scott.
Right.
For him to come out and say that America has never been a racist country. You remember that movie? It was years ago, made by Spike Lee, called Drop Squad.
I never saw that one, actually.
Yeah, that motherfucker needs to be dropped. I'm calling out Drop Squad. Come out of retirement. Need to drop Tim Scott. And what else we have going on? Of course, we had the attempted assassination of former President Trump, which
that shit was crazy.
That was crazy, and we got to be careful about what we say about that. And I would say this: that was a bad hit job. That went very bad.
Right. Well, here's the thing with that. So, of course, you had the people on the right. They're up in arms about that. However, when this whack job out in California went after Pelosi and, wound up getting her husband with a hatchet, they're making jokes about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so,
I totally get it. I mean, but look, look, this country has a history of assassinations on political figures. We have a history.
Yeah.
And sometimes they've been successful, sometimes they've not been. This is different. Because first of all, we are a divided nation. We have civil unrest. We're a heavily armed nation at that also. So we have to be very careful on how we characterize, people in politics, the media, and people that we just don't agree with,
Sure.
We have to be the bigger people to say, or the bigger person to say, hey, I disagree on how you feel, but I respect your opinion.
Right.
And
those days seem to be long gone.
Yeah, we've gotten past that. We don't respect anybody's opinion.
Right.
My opinion is right and your opinion is wrong.
Right.
And what the fuck you going to do about it? And if you're going to do about it, if you're going to do something about it, then hey, let's go. That's where we're at right now in this country.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah, and people say, "Oh, this country," you know what, dude? We're in the midst of a third civil war. We're on the cusp of it, and if you go back 4 years, you can see it happening step by step, just little steps. It's very few times when it's like this huge event that just happens and shit just blows up.
Sure.
It never happens like that.
It's incremental.
You die by 1,000 cuts.
That's right.
And then people say, oh, the fuck, how did we get here? Because guess what? You were already there, but nobody gave a shit.
Sure.
Because everybody has their own self-fucking serving interest instead of the serving interest of what's good for this country. Whether we all have disagreements and all this old other shit about, look, this is our country. White, black, Spanish, Native American, uh, everybody. This is all our country. So, what's good for the fucking country? Guess what we have that's good for the fucking country? A guy can't remember where he's at. And then you got this other fucking deranged fucking guy who's just sending out fucking dog whistles,
Sure.
you know? And at first, I always thought, I was like, man, well, I don't think he really believes that shit. He's just trying to get elected, you
Right.
know? But now, deep inside, I believe that shit. That he thinks that America should be a white nation, predominantly white, right? And whites are in control. That genie left the bottle decades ago. America, by 2030, white folks will be the minority, okay? But they put in place and design where they will always be the majority financially and with voting and putting laws into place without you even knowing, because they convince these other motherfuckers that, hey, you should believe like we should believe.
Okay.
That particular segment. If you hear where I'm trying to come from.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yeah. So that's in play. Right? But sometimes when you call on the devil,
Devil shows up.
and the day Donald Trump came down that escalator for his first campaign and called Mexicans rapists and thugs, that was code to say all brown people are racist and thugs, and you really need to be on your, your lookout for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was, right? And then that was to call the white folk that believed like him. Then other brown people said, hey, for once, he ain't talking about us. But he was. They just didn't realize.
Right.
They just didn't realize. So now we're here. And guess what? They can't escape this shit because everybody in America is a gun owner by proxy.
Okay. Yeah.
There are more guns in
In
America
America than there are people.
than people in America. So even if you detest guns, you don't hate guns, guess what?
You still by proxy.
So why not get yourself a gun and arm yourself?
Sure.
Because guess what? You're the only one saving your ass. You're the only one. Police forces are reactionary.
Right.
They come when there's a problem. You might see them roll through the block every once in a while, but they ain't doing shit. They just rolling through the block.
Right.
They're reactionary, So you're the only one who's going to have to protect yourself. And there ain't no safe room in the world that's going to protect yourself.
No.
Because you ain't got a fucking Cheyenne Mountain.
You don't have armor plating on your walls.
You ain't got that shit.